What to do, everyone? Aere here for your daily updates. The 1st of August. It is Tuesday. The daily flag broke down last night. So this was that daily flag. We're on the 4-hour chart, but you get the point. It was flagging out, broke down to the T. Then what happened? We started flagging out on the 4-hour, posted in Discord, said we're coming down. 28,500 looks ripe. That's why I post these things in Discord. Your entry should have been right where this liquidity lick happened. You know, we got down to a 28,510. Lick this liquidity, bounced off. We bounced up about $300, $400. That's a huge play. That's why I post these things in Discord. I'm not doing it for my own amusement because I already know, because I already took the long. So now everyone wants to know, where do we go from here? Well, we're right back into the flag. If I had to guess based on what the charts are telling me, what the day looks like, what all the indicators are saying, what we've been talking about now since the initial downturn, since 31,000, I would say we're going to continue down. We're going to retest that 28,500 level again. Now, I should point out, anything can happen. We know this. 29,500 is pretty thick. So the bears are defending that at the moment, or it's being defended. Below us, there is a ton of liquidity from 28. Really, it starts at about 28,600 and goes down to 28,000. Now, I've been saying this for a while now. I believe 28,000 is that level that needs to be hit. We get a bounce off of 28,000. Hopefully that gets defended strong, and then it should be more upside. It should be. So let's take a look at something else, right? So here is where we've been since really the beginning of the year. So you got that pump up in January, right? Yeah, for all intents and purposes, I'm going to call it sideways chop, even though it wasn't really a sideways chop. None of this has been sideways chop, right? It's been slanted downwards. You get that breakout to the downside, you grab some liquidity, you retest some previous levels, and you bounce up. You do the same thing, you get that final dip to the bottom. This one was an extreme, and then you bounce up. And here we are in that same situation. It's the same. It looks the exact same. Was this the final dip before the blast off to the moon? Nobody knows. I mean, let's just be honest. Trading is all about probabilities. There's not a 0% probability that's going to go up or going to go down. So no one knows for sure. However, my gut feeling tells me this is not it. So we've been in this range for 44 days. Since the initial blast off to the top side, we have been in this range for 44 days. Previous ranges, let's take it. 100 days, boom. Previous one, 60 days. So my gut feeling tells me is with the summer lull, we're probably not going to break out of this range to September, October-ish. We could, but I don't think we cracked really the top of the range, which is, I mean, let's be honest here, top of the range is about 31,870 right there. So I'm saying I don't think we crack that until this fall, this winter, if at all. I mean, who knows what's going to happen, but that's just what my gut feeling tells me is we still got some time in this range. So right now, these main levels to play on Bitcoin, 28.5, below us to 28,000. Now, between those two levels, it is ripe with liquidity. I mean, just look at this. It is stacked down here. A lot of this has come in recently. 28.4, 28.3, 28.2, 28.1, 28,000. So you might not get all the way down to 28,000 right away. It's going to take some work to chip away at these. Specifically, it's going to take some work to chip away at 28,500. We're in the middle of the range right now. We're right at about $29,000 Bitcoin. You know, to a little under. So like I was saying earlier, that's being defended right now as well. Not as strongly though. It's tough to take an entry when you're in the middle of liquidity like this. That's why I said and post what I do in Discord, discord.gg/Alpha Aere. I'm telling you, hop on in, give me a chance. We're building a community here. First 100 people who join are going to get a free lifetime membership to any type of paywall I do in the future. It should be hundreds of dollars a month for the shit that I'm giving away, I promise you. But that's why you got to take these entries off this liquidity, period. You just do. So no matter how you want to spin it, for now, Bitcoin's looking bearish. Keep making lower highs, keep making lower lows. And we're going to continue to do that until we don't. You know, all this is invalidated. Everything here, all this bearishness is invalidated the first higher high we make, period. As soon as that happens, we start thinking a little bit differently. We roll with the punches here at Alpha Aere. It's that simple. We don't get too far ahead of ourselves. We're not talking about a $500 XRP, an $18 trillion market cap in 6 months like Wells Fargo's treasury manager is. That's not what we do here. We analyze the market, we set ourselves up in the best possible positions to take an entry, and we make money. And who's been watching my videos every day? I mean, let me know down below. I've been talking about this. We licked right into the golden pocket from this swing up. Boom. There you go. I've been talking about this now. We've been talking about this for a long time. We've been talking about the 28,500 level for a long time. This is not new. So you should have been ready for it. We licked it. You take your long. That's what happens. You're unless the sell pressure is so strong, you're not going to crash through these thick pockets of liquidity the first time. I would say 80% of the time, these strong bands of liquidity, and you don't have to use Bookmap. There's plenty of other liquidity programs out there, trading light, trading different, material indicators. There's a billion of them, right? My point is, unless the sell pressure or the buy pressure on either side, unless the liquidity is strong on either side, you're not going to crash above or below it unless it's just super, super strong. You're just not at first. You're going to test it, which we did today. So you take a long off of it. If you play these levels of liquidity, you're going to be a successful trader. Not to mention, I told you that if we start getting below 28,780-ish, 28,800-ish, that's where liquidations start. We liquidated some people here. We did. It's going to go for it again. The market wants to be liquidated, right? That's how this works. That's how the price of Bitcoin gets made between, CME futures, perpetual contracts, swaps, spot prices, arbitrage between the exchanges. They want to be cleared out. So we've been talking about that as well. What else have we been talking about? We've been talking about the liquidity levels, 28,500. We licked into it today. Bounced off of it. These are your levels. Mark them on your chart. Pull up Bookmap. You can do a free stream of Bookmap on YouTube. So there's like 3 or 4 guys streaming Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a couple other coins 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you don't want to pay the $10 a month, which you should, watch it for free. Get these levels for yourself. But that's how you got to play it. Couple other things that I want to talk about is we actually did get. So let's turn this off. Liquidity levels. Let's turn on these moving averages. The 4-hour chart is my go-to sentiment chart. That is like if where the 200, the 100, the 50, the 21, where these moving averages are, where these patterns play out. That is like my go-to time frame. Now, granted, I do higher time frames, lower time frames as well. But we were talking about yesterday and the previous few days about this potential bearish cross. That's when the 100 moving average crosses underneath the 200 moving average, which happened today. It happened at 3 o'clock this morning. It happened in the Asian time frames. So in the past, when that has happened, here's what's happened. So it happened here, and look what happened. Dump City. And on the flip side, when it crosses the other way, that's bullish, and it crosses to the upside. But I'm trying to find another one here for you. Right here. Boom. And then you dumped all the way down to here. So that's what happened. So we got it now. Does that mean we crash even further? Possibly. But like I said, it just happened. And then they start separating. It can start to get real ugly real fast. That's pretty much it for Bitcoin today, guys. I think I got my points across. I'm going to get it across even further in Discord. Again, hop on in. Discord.gg/Alpha Aere throughout the day. Every single day like I do. We're going to get into a few, really only 3 news features I saw today that really stood out. And then we're going to hop into a few altcoins. Binance launches in Japan with 34 tokens, BNB debuts in the country. So the launch debuts Binance native token, BNB, for the first time in the country. Other tokens listed on the exchange include Bitcoin, Ether, ADA, Algorand. Oof, that's a tough one. Maybe we'll take a look at why later. But Atom, Avalanche, Solana, and Dogecoin, as well as more. So they're initially offering spot trading services, yield generation through Binance Earn, and access to their NFT marketplace. So this is bullish. Anytime we open up and expand in markets and people have more options for crypto, that is very, very bullish. So this is cool to see amidst all the scrutiny that Binance is currently receiving from the US, Canada, Australia, and the Netherlands, half of Europe, right? It's good to see them head down, focusing, going. I don't want Binance to fail. You shouldn't want Binance to fail. If Binance fails, it's going to make FTX look like a molehill compared to a mountain, right? This is an interesting one. So Bald Meme Coin, we talked about it a little bit yesterday, has potential ties with Alameda Research, a Wintermute researcher finds. A lot of other internet sleuths, some 4chan guys have tied FTX to it with the way that the Bald Meme Coin Twitter says certain words, lines up with how Sam Bankman-Fried tweeted. So Wintermute head researcher Igor, I'm going to butcher this, I'm not even going to try, found on-chain information that the bald meme coin developer was connected to Alameda based on an old wallet connected to Alameda, which used the same FTX deposit address as the bald developer. So if you don't know what happened, the crypto community is coming to terms with bald meme coin's apparent rug pull, an act that caused Bald's market value to plummet. On-chain analysis are examining the events currently that leading up to that moment. So the market cap was at 85 million at its peak. Then abrupt liquidity withdrawal happened by the dev, made the price nosedive to almost zero. And let's face it, they're saying resembling the features of a rug pull. It's definitely a rug pull. It's a deceptive strategy. It's just insane. So he's saying the smart contract address used to create bald meme coin on the base network was connected to Alameda Research, the former research and trading arm of the now collapsed FTX exchange. I'm going to link this down below. If you want to look into this, you can, but here's the deployer contract addresses, the wallet addresses, all that stuff. So according to Igor, the aforementioned wallet was linked to another wallet address that exhibited on-chain behavior typical of FTX. That's all here too. All the proof, everything is here for you. Let me know what you think. Was this SBF? Was it SBF? Was it Caroline? Was it Wang? What's going on here? It's shady. It's shady to say the least. Piggybacking off of that news, FTX releasing restructuring plan hints at rebooted offshore exchange. Reams of dockets from FTX have been filed alongside a proposed reorganization plan that could see it's restructured as an offshore exchange, not a United States exchange. So this wasn't brought to current customers. Part of it includes not giving current debtors any type of money, just reopening the exchange. So the global settlement will involve the valuation of claims in US dollars on a valuation methodology prepared by FTX that is yet to be approved by the bankruptcy court. So this has to be approved by them first. And including disputes over assets held on FTX.com and FTX.us. So they plan to identify 3 primary recovery pools that will correspond with segregated assets attributed to FTX.com customers, FTX US customer, and assets that the company contends are not attributed to the 2 defunct arms. So, and I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be a bunch of low IQ idiots out there who are still going to sign up for this because they're going to probably offer some kind of incentive to sign up, start trading on it. I don't know. Count me out. I mean, I never used the first one in the first place. And let me expand on a little bit of what I just said there, because it might have gone over some people's heads. So the final section of the plan covers the intent to liquidate the estates of FTX to pay out distributions to customers and creditors in cash. However, a clause notes that customers may be offered voluntary elections in connection with a restart of an offshore exchange. Get into a few altcoins here, take a look at some Bitcoin dominance, some DXY, some other things here, but I just wanted to recheck in on Bitcoin real quick. We did fall back. We did pump back up off of that liquidity at 28.5, 28.6-ish, back into the channel. So back into the flag. So, it could, we didn't pump out of it, so it could break down again, and it probably will unless something else happens. So that's pretty much it for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, total market cap. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin dominance and a few other things as well here. So total market cap of crypto, I mean, let's not be too surprised here. It's heavily following Bitcoin because Bitcoin is 50% of the total market cap. The Bitcoin dominance is just crushing it. We're probably going to come back down again. It looks like this is like a must-hold level for Bitcoin, or for total crypto market cap is about 1.12. We lose that, we're going to be coming down, or we're going to be faced with a 1.1 trillion, possibly shooting down to about $1 trillion market cap again would be the next level of support. So things could get scary if we don't start holding and defending some of these levels. Taking a look at total 3 market cap, which is your total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is your altcoin market cap. So we've been in this, let's go to a little higher time frame so it's a little easier to see. We've been in this descending wedge really since that market top. November of 2021 is when we started to tank, and it's been tanking ever since. So when this breaks out, cleanly breaks out, this is when alt season happens. This is when Bitcoin dominance starts falling, and the profits that people made from Bitcoins, they're pumping into alts. That's alt season. So we got the news of XRP, and that broke us to the top side of the channel. However, we've been falling off since. This is no longer a flag. I would call this a Bart Simpson at this point, which typically when that happens, right, you're going to come on down. We're going to probably retest the bottom of this channel. And it's very, very possible that we just hover towards the top of the channel again. I don't know if we go down to the bottom of the channel unless some black swan event or unless the economy just goes into the complete shitter. Let's be honest, it's in the shitter. It's just not completely in the shitter. Everyone's racking up credit card debt. When that comes home to roost, when the commercial real estate, bust happens and you're going to see more bank collapses. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but you get the point I'm trying to make here. We need to flip this to support. As you saw, we couldn't. The XRP win could not do this, guys. If the XRP win could not do this, it's just not there. The momentum is just not there right now. Hopefully, come September, October, and into the winter, we can get a proper alt season. It just hasn't happened yet. Which brings us to our final Bitcoin thing of the day. Bitcoin dominance has been just smashing it. There's so many people out there. I would say like 70% of crypto Twitter was saying we were never going to be at a 50% Bitcoin dominance again, let alone a 55% Bitcoin dominance again, which is in the cards right now. So it started coming down off that XRP win. Alts pumped for one day. A lot of alts, I should say, have already retraced that whole entire XRP win. The lawsuit win, right? The SEC announcement, Ripple, we all know what happened. So now what's happening is you're going to kind of get around the bottom. We're probably going to come back up and test that 52% level again on Bitcoin dominance, and alts are going to bleed as a result. Bitcoin's where the money's at right now. The ETFs, I'm telling you right now, when those ETFs get approved, guys, this Bitcoin dominance is going to blast off to the freaking moon. It's going to go super, super high. People are going to cash out their alts, put it into Bitcoin, and ride this train to the top. That's just what's going to happen. I firmly believe alts have not bottomed out yet. That's a general statement. That doesn't mean all have or haven't, right? Like there's some altcoins out there that are doing fine and are going to continue to pump even when Bitcoin dumps, like Caspa, for example. And there's others as well. Naka Games, right? And there's a lot going on. Generally speaking, though, I believe alts have more downside in them as Bitcoin dominance is going to pump, especially when those ETFs start getting approved towards the end of the year into the beginning of next year. And I'm going to tell you right now, once we're in alt season, you're going to see me TAing a whole lot more alts. It's just not there. It's just not there right now. There's no money in altcoins right now. You can get lucky, right? Everyone, some people very rarely get lucky. Everyone's looking for that next 100 times or 1,000 times. That's not realistic. I'm doing just fine trading Bitcoin and a few alts. I'm shorting BNB. I'm shorting CRV right now. And I'm in some other places as well. I'm in a long in Caspa. I have a bag of Caspa that I've had for a long time. I made a video on it 10 months ago. But once we get into a proper alt season, you're going to see me hold some alts and shift through them and actively manage a portfolio. It's just right now, there's no point. For me personally, it doesn't mean, you have to follow and do exactly as I do. Please don't do that. Come up with your own strategy. So we talked about CRV a little bit yesterday. So far today, it appears to be pumping. It's up 5.5%, which, trust me, is good for any CRV bag holders. It's good for the ecosystem. We do not want this thing to crash. That's going to be bad for DeFi in general. Now, CRV, the crash is looking a lot worse as more and more information come out. But as far as the price goes, holding this level, and you can see why, holding this level, this kind of 0.532 level is going to be key. If we don't, we're coming all the way down to kind of 0.345 level. And that's a big drop, guys. That's where our next support is. That's another 30% drop potential, which would be bad for the entire DeFi ecosystem. And here's briefly what I mean by that. So everyone knows Sunday Curve finance pools were exploited. Curve founder Michael Igorov currently has a $100 million loan backed by 427.5 million CRV, about 47% of the entire CRV circulating supply. With CRV down 10% in the past 24 hours, the health of Curve is in jeopardy. And here's why this is bad. On AAVE, Igorov has 305 million CRV backing a $63.2 million USDT loan at a liquidation threshold of 55%. He is eligible for liquidation at 0.3767. When I talked about holding that level, that gets us right down. If we don't hold that level, that's going to be bad. So on Frax Finance, he currently has 59 million supplied against 15.8 Frax of debt. So at 100% utilization, which it is currently at, the interest rate will double every 12 hours. The current interest rate is 81%, but can be expected to increase to the maximum nearly 10,000 APY just after 3.5 days. The astronomical interest rate could lead to his eventual liquidation, regardless of the CRV price. So the point of this is this kind of like FTX, and we can go on. There's a bunch of examples, and there's some that don't involve him here. I don't want to spend. We've already talked about this, but my point is the CRV ecosystem is used by other ecosystems. They're intertwined. It's kind of like FTX, where FTX collapsed, or let's take it back to Terra Luna. Terra Luna collapsed, FTX collapsed, Genesis, Voyager. I mean, it's a domino effect that knocks out a lot of players. It's going to clean out liquidity from the ecosystem. You get the point that I'm trying to make here. This is a huge deal. It's a bigger deal than a lot of people understand. Period. Price is currently being supported a little bit, which is good. I mean, you got a lot of liquidity down below us, though. So, do we go down? So these are all longs down here, where if we get them, it's going to start sucking them up like a vacuum, guys. And then if you take a look at Bookmap, right, there's just a lot of liquidity below us. I mean, some people are betting the farm on it going to zero, it looks like. So locally, though, the good news is locally, I mean, 0.5 is there. Do we go down to 0.4, 0.35? It's possible. It's possible, especially if more bad news starts coming out. We're starting to learn more and more all the time. But there is a bunch above us. Hopefully we can go up there and grab that and start building a floor below us, because we don't want this to crash. Exploits suck. We gotta frickin' fix this. I just imagine like people getting into DeFi for the first time and then just being screwed. It's not a good look. Quick check-in on HEX, guys. I mean, we have hit an all-time low on HEX. It's not looking good. It's not looking good for Richard Hart. It's not looking good for Pulse Chain. It's just, let's pulse chain tether. Yeah, guys, I don't even know what to tell you. It's over. It's over for him. It really is. He's not going to come back from this. And this is who, you guys trusted your money to. Tell me the warning signs weren't there. They were. Don't trust anyone in a Gucci tracksuit. Just a quick update on a few other altcoins that I'm paying attention to. So TOMO right now, if we can flip this 1.7498 level to support, we're going to blast off. We're going to be looking to test these all-time highs up here. That's really the next goal. There's smaller goals between here and there. But my point for this is, if you're looking to load up, I would wait until we flip that 1.7498, which we haven't been able to since the beginning of the year, right? Beginning of 2022. It's beginning of January 2022. We have been just down. And let's face it, a lot of coins were, but that's what I'd be looking at, is trying to get this to flip. And I've been watching it because it has been just like on a constant track to the top side, and we've tested this resistance now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. At some point, if we keep retesting it, we're going to crack through it, and that's the time that's going to blast off. So pay attention to this one. Just checking on AAVE or AAVE. I don't know how you say this. Let me know down below. Is it AAVE or AAVE? So I don't know how you would express that in words either, but I don't remember when I drew this, but it played out exactly like I said it would. It didn't hurt. The CRV crap didn't hurt, and then the Bitcoin crash today didn't or I should say help. So shoulder, head and shoulders played out to the downside, like right to the T of where I said it would. I know I posted this in Discord at one point, maybe last week or something, when we started to kind of break up it. But played out exactly how I said it would. We thankfully got to bounce off of this liquidity level, off of this support level, because if we didn't, we could have came down probably somewhere in this range, about the $55 range. Obviously not in a straight line, but, maybe another 10-20% down. So, we are still making lower lows. Boom, 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 boom. So if we continue on this trajectory, I think this bigger pattern is going to break out, guys. I really do. if we continue, and this is where those altcoins are continue to contract some more. I can do this for a lot of altcoins, right? Now, do we come all the way down to $16? You know, I doubt it, but it's not impossible. It's all about probabilities, right? You know, probably it's not going to, but even if we came down 50% of it or 20% of it, the point is if we keep making these lower lows like this, eventually it's going to run out of room, or the bottom is going to fall out from underneath of us. For now, though, it is a pretty tradable channel with this yellow line kind of acting like a POC. You know, maybe you can draw it kind of like there. You know, this is kind of that POC or that golden pocket area. And, you know, if you were paying attention and you went short, long, short, you know, you longed here, short, long, short, you'd be in the money. I think that's going to pretty much do it for me today, guys. DXY keeps making lower lows. Do we do it here? Do we make a higher high and start kind of retracing up? We'll continue to watch it. It's pumping today up about 0.5%. I am currently working on my next TA video. It's going to be on liquidity programs, how to trade it, you know, trading trends, things like that. So I don't want to give too much away, but hopefully it'll be up today or tomorrow as soon as I get it all edited and thrown together. I appreciate everyone for watching. Hey, smash that thumbs up button, helps the channel out. Subscribe, turn on notifications. And I'm telling you, hop in Discord, discord.gg/Alpha Aere. Give it a try. You have nothing to lose. If you don't like it, you can leave. But I promise you'll stick around. Everyone has so far. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys in Discord throughout the day. And if something breaks off, I'll make another video. But I'll see you guys back here tomorrow for my daily video series.